because actually my involved audience from 13 years kept saying you have to go back to parenting because we loved your tips from your blog and it was so relatable. And now my kids are older, so they're like, you have a lot of experience to share. So why don't you bring it to the table? That's how actually I started parenting series, just as a trial, just to see if it works, and it just clicked. That got me thinking, oh wow, a lot of people out there really want not just fluff, good info, at the same time make it engaging. So it's a lot of funny, fun reels as well.
I know. I love that concept of your boy is grounded, but he's gonna cook for us. Like, because there are so many things on your page, like you can really relate to, you can really laugh about, and you can really learn a lot.
Yes, I don't believe in punishment where they have to suffer, but make it creative. So you feel like you are taking care of everybody else, but if you are not whole yourself, how are you going to show up for somebody else?
But today we want to talk about when you were a child. Yes, you're raising your children, but somehow inspiration kahin na kahin se aati hai.
Like you said, every member in the family compensates for what happens.
Yeah, because we have to deal, we have to cope with that whatever way is possible. And because, like, you know, हमारे age में, we didn't know these things,
Like
right?
I said, in retrospect, now I look at it, I'm thinking, okay, this was what she went through.
Because when we go to church, like, you have a Sunday school, you have a this group, youth group, that group, so you are literally able to
Those
open
are the
up.
communities that helped me, actually. Even after a C-section, on the 25th, went to our friend's home for a party, put the child in a car seat, drove and went there because I'm like, I don't want to sit when everybody is out there partying. I'm not going to be sitting at home.
The moment you become too hyper vigilant to that, where you're like reading under the lines and it's too much, your brain can get overwhelmed.
Everybody needs help. Whatever form of depression it is, do not hide it under a carpet. However bad it is,
छोटी उम्र में ही हमें जो बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हैंडल करनी पड़ती है ना, एक्चुअली आवर ब्रेन न्यूरोलॉजी इज नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड टू हेल्प, और आवर ब्रेन न्यूरोलॉजी इज नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड टू कोप विद दैट. Hello, Sneha.
hi, thank you so much for having me here. It's such a pleasure.
But I think pleasure is all ours because we really really appreciate कि आपने अपने इतने busy schedule से हमें time दिया है and we don't see you much on many podcasts. So आपको means really we appreciate कि आप यहाँ पे हो और हम आज दिल खोल के आपसे बातें करेंगे. Like all वो जो आप कहते हैं ना, buckle up, something is coming up.
Today is buckle up day.
Yes, so today is the buckle up day. So Sneha, I see like you are really big on parenting, right? So tell me something about your parenting journey. Like, to be a mom of 3 boys, how does it feel like?
You gotta be fit as a fiddle to be a boy mom. But I always, growing up, because I'm a girly girl. I love to dress up and I love makeup and I love outfits and shoes and handbags. Always wanted to have a girl.
Yeah.
And when I had my boys, I just felt I was cut out to be a boy mom because they are so much fun and I feel like our vibes match. I'm very chilled out, not too deep, emotional kind of person. And boys are like that, you know.
Yeah.
You feed them, they are happy, they just happy-go-lucky. There is no too traumatic things going on with them.
Okay. So it's like they are not very big on small details, right?
Not at
Boys
all.
chill रहते हैं. आप खाना दे दो, उनका PlayStation दे दो, उनको activities दे दो और वो happy हैं.
Happy life.
Wow. So Sneha, how did the idea, or let's say how did your journey shifted towards parenting? कि आप parenting पे content बना रहे हो and we can see कि बहुत आपका famous है, you have lots of followers and the things you put out there, I feel very relatable and connected to that.
Oh, thank you.
So how did that happen to you, that journey?
Surprisingly, people considered me as a lifestyle blogger before I started this series. But if you followed me long enough, you would know I've been doing this for 13 years. So I started off as a parenting blogger. I gave up a high-flying career with Emirates Airlines. I was training and I was flying. I gave it up when I had my 2 kids to actually spend more time with them. So then when I was at home, I took up blogging as a hobby, and that blog just blew off the chart, which I was not expecting because I was writing for my friends, and I had an audience that was sharing it everywhere. So I started off like that, and blogs was a place where you write a lot, right?
Yeah.
But when I moved on to Instagram, I felt like I couldn't write so much that it was all pictures and videos. So then I started doing a lot more lifestyle content with the kids. So I became known as this person that you should follow for everything Dubai, right? And Dubai lifestyle. But my audience, actually my involved audience from 13 years, kept saying you have to go back to parenting because we loved your tips from your blog and it was so relatable. And now my kids are older, so they're like, you have a lot of experience to share, so why don't you bring it to the table? That's how actually I started a parenting series, just as a trial, just to see if it works, and it just clicked. That got me thinking, oh wow, a lot of people out there really want not just fluff, good info, at the same time make it engaging. So it's a lot of fun reels as well.
I know. I love that concept of your boy is grounded, but he's gonna cook for us. Like, because there are so many things on your page, like you can really relate to, you can really
Yes.
laugh about, and you can really learn a lot.
Yes, I don't believe in punishment where they have to suffer, but make it creative.
And for a boy to cook,
Yeah, all three of my boys cook very well, so their wives are going to thank me.
yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm glad. And like to raise three boys, especially boys, I don't think so. It's been an easy journey. So, again, I think every family, every background, we have our different values that we have to follow and carry along. तो
Yes.
हर घर का माहौल भी different होता है.
Yeah,
So,
बिल्कुल.
yeah, but I see you do a lot of conversations अपने husband के साथ गाड़ी में भी. आपके husband भी अक्सर वो अपना part share कर रहे होते हैं. So, it's not only you, your husband is also very much involved.
Yeah.
जो हम बहुत कम दिखने को मिलता है. Like, very few people, I would be like, they can really relate or focus on the conscious parenting.
Yes. वो प्रेम एक फन और intentional father है. So I think sometimes I feel like he is more intentional in the parenting journey than I am. A lot of the days when I can't tuck the kids to bed, he will make sure we have a bedtime like
Routine,
at
yeah.
8:30 everybody should be in bed. The younger kids, he will make sure he'll take them in and he will be with them in bed and tuck them in. So we are a family that believes in not just raising kids just for the sake of racing. Oh, you're born in the family, so now we have to feed you, now we have to. We're all about, we're racing the next generation who's going to be maybe a president, maybe a great musician, whoever it is. They've got to bring influence that's good in whatever area, and they've got to be a good citizen. So it's not just parenting, it's a huge responsibility on our end to actually bring up very good citizens and bring impactful ones.
I love that thinking, and I really hope कि हम सभी इस thinking को follow कर पाएं. But you know what you're talking about? I've seen a lot of people struggling, and even back home, यहाँ पे भी अक्सर therapy में भी जब teenagers भी आते हैं या उनके parents भी आते हैं. So what you're saying is like very conscious, intentional parenting.
Yes.
But I believe to be a conscious, intentional parent, you really need to be connected with your own well-being.
Yes, absolutely.
Because majority of the people, if you see around us, they are just juggling with their life day after day, day after day. So either they are running towards like fulfilling the financial needs or safety, security, या उनके अपने physical health challenges या mental health challenges कि वो चाहें भी तो भी वो they cannot show up for their kids the way they want to, or maybe they don't know how to.
Yeah. I feel like if you are not a wholesome parent yourself, if you are not healed, from whatever traumas you've gone through, or if you can't show up as a person who is available mentally, physically, emotionally, then the kids suffer. So you feel like you are taking care of everybody else, but if you are not whole yourself, how are you going to show up for somebody else and do a good job at it? So I really feel your own self care, your own mental health is so important, and especially for mothers, you know, living in a city which is away from home, you're trying to build something for yourself, you're juggling work, family, all of this. You have to take time to, you know, spend time on your self care. That may involve whatever your passion is. Maybe it's going for a movie, music, spa, or maybe it's just reflective thinking. If you've had like things bothering you in your head, like speaking to people like you, getting help, it's very important.
Yeah, but you know, Sneha, like the way we have been raised and the way we have been conditioned, it's like when you are a mother or you have children or responsibility to fulfill, it's very, very hard to kind of find time because we didn't normalize that growing up.
Yeah, I think even our cultures didn't help.
Yeah.
Coming from subcontinent, anybody went through, say, for example, a postnatal depression, or you were just feeling low, they'd be like, this is all part of life, buckle up, get up, do your work, you know, just move on with it.
सभी go through करते हैं,
Yeah.
आप अकेले नहीं हो, right?
Yeah.
हाँ.
And maybe it's a little more deeper than what you think on the surface level, and somebody really needs therapy or help or counseling. And people from our backgrounds, they frown upon it, saying, oh, then they'll be known as a mental patient. What?
Yeah.
No, you can't get therapy. That is so not right.
No, I do understand that. And I think the way few things I see from your page, one is that your husband is very much involved.
Absolutely.
And secondly, your own conscious attempts. For example, you reflect like, I did this, so what impact it can have on my
Yes.
child's behavior.
Yes.
And I think that's very important what you said, like we are not only raising kids, we are raising the next generation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important. We can't take it lightly.
Yeah. So Sneha, I think this part of you, everybody knows. Like
Yes.
people adore you so much,
Oh,
the
thank
way
you.
you do that. And you know, like it's creative. It's not only like कि आप वो कर रहे हो, it's very creative. So everybody knows this side of you. But today we want to talk about when you were a child.
Okay.
So yes, you're raising your children, but somehow inspiration kahin na kahin se aati hai. So
Okay.
let's talk about your childhood when you were a child. How was that like?
Okay, so a lot of what I do today may be inspired by how I grew up, because I always wanted to be the most amazing mom, intentional, present, emotionally, physically, mentally, in every way possible. And that's also, I think that's why I thought I was going to take a sabbatical from work, because I felt like I was not giving enough to my kids, and I didn't want a nanny to raise them fully. I wanted a mother to raise them, right? To be present. So I took a sabbatical after having 2 kids, but I didn't ever go back because I enjoyed being with them. But the reason I was I think very much more intentional about being all of this, being a wholesome mom, is because of my background of how I grew up, where my mother suffered postnatal depression. So I would say the ambience in the home was really amazing, because my dad kind of doubled up mom duty and dad duty.
Yeah, he overcompensated.
Yeah, he's such, even today, he's such an amazing dad that I didn't feel the hit as much, because he did both the roles really, really well, I have to say. But although you are living with somebody who's going through a postnatal depression, which is not easy. So there is a space where you are looking forward to emotionally being fed by your mom or being guided. And I think I didn't have that. And I always thought, when I have kids, I'm going to be there physically, mentally, emotionally, in all of that way. Now, you can't blame my mom, because, like, I don't know, you might know the statistics. In 10 women, maybe half of them have gone through postnatal, prenatal depression, right? And for some, it's just such a fast thing where they snap out of it. And for some, it lingers. And for my
Yes.
mom, it was a very, I think, a long process where she had to even take medication. So I've seen that moments of depression with her, and how she's not been able to, although she was a Reserve Bank of India employee. So she went to work, she performed all of that. But there were all these moments, right? And I've seen in the house more than anybody would have seen it outside. So yes, it was not easy as a child going through that circle of living with somebody who dabbled with depression, but at the same time I can't say that it was an unhappy environment. It was
No, I can imagine because
yeah,
again, I think the family structure we have, it really uplifts each other. Like अगर
that's
एक
true.
बंदा
Yeah,
absent है तो दूसरा बंदा उसको थोड़ा
yeah,
over compensate कर
yeah.
देता है. But I think you saying कि your mom went through postnatal depression, and in that moment your father to overcompensate that, I think that's the understanding that we need in our
Yes.
environments.
Yeah. Even my grandmother took a lot of opportunity to come from where she was in the village to where we were in the city. She would always come there for everything, that important milestones with me. So she really became the woman that raised me, you know. So if you ask me even today who's the most inspirational woman for you, I'll always pick my grandma, because she was the one who raised me, and she was such an amazing personality as well, you know. So yes, these things, I think we need to talk about it more, more and more, and bring awareness, I feel, especially from cultures that we are from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally get that. So
Yeah.
how many siblings you have?
So I have just a brother. So he was born a decade after me. So
Decade after you.
so he's much younger. So I went through seeing what my mom went through in my younger days. It wasn't. There were bad days. There were sometimes okay days, and then there were sometimes in between days. But when she gave birth to my brother, she had to go through that cycle again. So it was very bad. So when he was born, she was not available physically, like emotionally, no way to take care of him, because it was so bad, her postnatal depression. And so I almost became the mother there, you know? So like you said, every member in the family compensates for what happens,
Yeah,
right?
because we have to deal. We have to cope with that, whatever way is possible.
Yeah, and even today, I think my brother and me, we share a special bond because of maybe sometimes these things that happens, you think for bad, turns around for good. So we share such a special sibling bond, because for me,
He's a
for
baby.
him, yeah, for me, he's still my little baby. He's gonna have his baby now, and
Yeah.
it's almost like, oh my god, my baby's gonna have a baby now.
Yeah.
And for him, he always looks at me from a mother's shoe point of view.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I mean, it's such a beautiful, and I think this is how we adapt because
Yeah.
जो भी situation is there, we have to adapt to that,
Of
right?
course,
तो
yeah.
हम अपनी खुशी ढूंढ लेते हैं हर situation में से. So Sneha, for the educational purpose, so our listeners who are listening to you, who follows you, when you say postnatal depression, so what are the symptoms or what are the situations that you had observed that you consider it a depression?
Now, when I look at it in retrospect, as a young girl, my mom had postnatal depression with me, and it lingered, right? So, as a young girl, you don't have language for what postnatal depression is.
course.
I used to be like, why is my mom not like other moms, like always out, partying or socializing or whatever? And I think when I've looked into her eyes, I've thought sometimes, oh, there is something she wants to tell me. There are stories that she wants to tell me, but I feel like she can't express it. And then I tried to figure out, what is this? Maybe she's not feeling her best. As I grew into a teenager, my brother came along. I thought, you know what? This is more than what I imagined in my younger days, when you're a child, you don't realize. But now I realize she's not expressing her emotions. She's not being able to show love. She's such a lovable person. She loves us. We know that. But she's not being able to put it into words and tell us, because maybe it's a cloudy mind. She's going through whatever she's going through. So that's when you realize as a child, okay, these are symptoms where they're quieter. They feel like they want to speak. You look at them, you want to say a million stories to you. You want to hug your children, but it's just not possible that day.
So more like a absent-mindedness.
Yeah, quieter, absent-minded, mood is low, mood swings. Yeah, these are all very, very,
Yeah.
I think, key.
The key where you can pick it up, it's
Yeah.
like shifts of energy,
Yes.
chunks in energy. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you have the energy and sometimes you
Sometimes
don't
you
have
I've
that
seen
energy.
her. Some days you can't even get up from the bed and function. Like I said, she was she's a working woman with RBI, and there were days she couldn't physically even get up and go to work because she was just not in her space of mind, you know. So that's when I realized, oh, today's not weekend. Why is mom not gone to work? Oh, are you having fever? No, she's actually not feeling it. Okay. So sometimes a person can't even draw themselves out of bed to go to work. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sneha, like when you're a child, you don't have answers to all of these.
Yeah.
Because like you know हमारे एज में हमारे पास ये terms भी नहीं थे.
Yeah.
We didn't know these things,
Like I said,
right?
in retrospect, now I look at it, I'm thinking, okay, this was what she went through. And
Yeah.
as a child, you live through it and you think, why is she different to everybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you one example like from my life. बचपन से ना like my mom she gets sometimes scared when she's sleeping.
Okay.
तो वो नींद में ना वो डर जाती हैं.
Yeah.
And then she has a difficulty tunnels में जाना या बंद spaces पे जाना. तो everybody
वो एक
used to say,
phobia है ना?
हाँ वो everybody used to say कि इनको ना दबाव हो जाता है. Like she,
Oh.
nobody knew like what it is.
Yeah.
And when I went to university and I started to study psychology, और एक दिन मेरे प्रोफेसर बैठे ये phobia explain कर रहे हैं, and I'm like, my mom has it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is what my mom went through. I didn't know that.
And it's different for different people. Somebody must be going through postnatal depression. Someone is going through phobia. It must have been height. You know, I have friends who've been sexually abused and they struggle through life to trust a man because of that one incident, right?
Yeah.
So it could be anything mentally that could just bother you.
Yeah. And you know, when my mom sought help, we got to know that her mother also had that.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a generational,
Generational.
like आपको वो ट्रांसफर हो रहा है वो फोबिया. नानी को था, अम्मी को था. तो when she sought help, she was like, okay, my life is much more easier.
Okay.
Yeah, it was such a change of moment, you know. So we didn't have that vocabulary, we didn't know this understanding, and you being a teenager, you being a young girl, was there a discussion or guidance or counseling in the household या relatives में? क्योंकि जब हम socialize करते हैं बहुत सारे relatives हैं, sometimes to explain or sometimes to justify her absence or her presence or the way you show up for family gatherings and stuff like that. How was that like?
So for me, like I said, my grandmother was the mother figure in my life. So she kind of helped me through that entire process. So she would ask me, tell me, what are your feelings? Do you miss your mom? Just being emotionally there to give you a hug and a kiss and to let you know that, you know, this is your graduation and congratulations or whatever, because she was not in that space to hug and kiss and say that, you know. So I would share that with my grandmother a lot, and she's somebody who helped me. Also, I have a spiritual side. I don't know if I should say spiritual side, but I'm Christian by religion. So I am very strict with my morning devotions, my meditation. I read the Bible. So whenever I feel like I'm going through a sad time looking at my mom, or I just feel like she's not present for me, I would instantly go open and read some verse or a scripture, and it just felt better to me. And I even got help in that term from people who helped me, like people like you who are like well learned, at the same time also spiritual leaders, you
Of
know,
course.
who helped me through that journey of, I would say, inner healing.
Yeah.
And because if you go through something like that, any trauma, I don't believe that a person should walk with hurt, pain, or trauma into adulthood. They should always find healing. They should always express what they feel to whoever, maybe a friend, it was my grandma for me, or like a therapist or whoever, and seek help. Because if you don't, then you are going to walk into adulthood with all those traumas and going to cause trauma to other people. So you have to be healed whole in individuals. So yeah, I did get a lot of help with my grandma, with spiritual leaders, just
With
reading.
community.
Community.
Yeah, because when we go to church, like you have a Sunday school, you have
Yeah.
a this group, youth
Yeah.
group, that group.
Yeah.
So you are literally able to
Those
open
are the
up.
communities that helped me, actually. Yeah. And so I literally lived and grew up in that community. And like I said, my grandma as well. And I didn't share it with everybody. You don't have to go out in the world and share that, I just felt like I was living in a house where I didn't feel like my emotions were met by my mother. Nobody's going to like probably be your cheerleader or help you through it. But you got to find your person, or you got to find like real help from people who are educated in this area, right? Yeah.
I'm so glad that happened to you because मैंने जो अपनी क्लिनिकल प्रैक्टिस में देखा है या अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस में देखा है, ग्रोइंग अप इन दीज सर्कमस्टांसेस इट्स नॉट ईजी.
Yes.
और सबको इस चीज़ का एहसास होना कि मे बी आई नीड बिट ऑफ एक्स्ट्रा हेल्प सबको नहीं होता. मैनी टाइम्स दिस कैन इम्पैक्ट योर मेंटल हेल्थ इन अ वेरी नेगेटिव वे अगर
Of
आप अपनी
course.
एनर्जी को चैनलाइज नहीं कर पा रहे.
Yes.
मैं जो हम ज़्यादा मेनली देखते हैं ना, कि जैसे आपने बोला कि you were a mother to your brother, right?
Yeah.
If you do not channelize your energy as well at the same time,
Yeah.
ये जो छोटी उम्र में ही हमें जो बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हैंडल करनी पड़ती है ना, एक्चुअली आवर ब्रेन न्यूरोलॉजी इज़ नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड टू हेल्प, और आवर ब्रेन न्यूरोलॉजी इज़ नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड टू कोप विद दैट.
Yeah.
तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप करना नहीं चाहते, बेसिकली आप में वो माइलस्टोन्स नहीं अभी डेवलप हुए, क्योंकि हमारा ब्रेन जो लॉजिकली फुली प्री फ्रंटल कॉर्टेक्स हमारा डेवलप होता है, इट डेवलप्स आफ्टर 21 ईयर्स ओल्ड.
Okay.
उससे पहले हमारे जस्ट ब्रेन न्यूरॉन्स डेवलप हो रहे हैं. सो इमेजिन कि अगर बच्चा 3 महीने का है तो वी कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट दैट चाइल्ड टू वॉक, राइट, बिकॉज ही इज जस्ट 3 months ओल्ड. सो द सेम एग्जाम्पल गोज कि हमारा ब्रेन अभी उन रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ के लिए और उन अनसर्टेनिटीज़ के लिए और उन फ्लक्चुएशंस के लिए कि अभी ठीक है, अभी ख़राब है, अभी एनर्जी है, अभी एनर्जी नहीं है, एंड आई हैव टू हैंडल दिस, आई हैव टू प्रोटेक्ट दिस. एक्चुअली आवर ब्रेन इज़ नॉट रेडी फॉर दैट.
Oh,
So
I've
when
learned
you-
something science-based today.
So when you take on that extra responsibility, if on the same time you are not supported somewhere extra, that can
Then,
really ruin your mental
damage you,
health,
right?
that
Yeah.
can really create a whole damage. So I do understand when you say कि community थी, हमारे spiritual leaders थे, हमारे
Yeah.
youth group था, maybe आपके dad थे या आपकी
Yeah.
grandmom थी.
Dad and grandmom, biggest part. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that also really has
Helps.
helped you
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
Absolutely. And now when I see in my friend circle, I know like weekends we hang out and one of them doesn't show up, and I know she's going through depression and I know she's taking medication. I have empathy. I feel like I know what you're going through, you know? There's an awareness.
Yes, definitely. You know that, like what to expect. क्योंकि
Yeah.
ज़्यादा टाइम पे तो हमें पता ही नहीं है ना. And I have already spoken about postpartum depression in previous episodes where some
Okay.
people have shared their journeys. And you know, like हम इसको बहुत normal ले लेते हैं कि सभी माँ बनते हैं, आप भी करो, उठ जाओ, कर लो, manage कर लो. But to come out of that journey, it's not easy.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to talk about, like एक होता है कि I have also been through so much. We all have our own journey. जैसे मैंने
Yes.
बोला कि हमारे different
Absolutely.
cultural backgrounds हैं, different family environments हैं, different values हैं. तो हर आने वाली generation के लिए कुछ चीज़ें माँ बाप की काम करती हैं और कुछ नहीं करती, right? But we cannot blame our parents क्योंकि this is what they know.
Yeah,
and this
they
is
did
what
their best.
they did
with
their
what they
best and
knew.
this is what they know.
Yeah.
Now अभी उसको sometimes I have found myself in my like maybe late teen years कि मैं अपने बच्चों के साथ ऐसे नहीं करूँगी. There were times I remember like मैं अपने बच्चों के साथ ऐसे नहीं करूँगी, मेरी बेटी होगी तो मैं ऐसे नहीं करूँगी, because you know I come from a certain very कह लें कि extreme kind of background.
Okay.
पाकिस्तान में कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो आप नहीं अलाउ आपको करना, right?
okay.
It's considered like a haram or गुनाह or
So
it's
orthodox.
it's like so strict, you know.
Yeah.
तो उस टाइम पे मैं सोचती थी मैं अपने बच्चों के साथ ऐसा नहीं करूँगी, you know. तो ये जो चीज़ है ना, ये जो एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आ जाता है आइडेंटिटी का कि I will not do that to my kids. उसमें how does your journey, how your parenting reflects to that?
So I told you, right? I actually, because I've had this experience, I brought it to when I was pregnant and when I was having a child. again, it was a very conscious effort on my part. I would be like, I will not get into any kind of postnatal, prenatal depression. So I was making every move to not fall in that pattern, right? Like I had a C-section with my first child. He was born December 21st. And I knew I'm this bubbly, happy-go-lucky character. I don't stay at home or sit put in a place. I like going out. So I literally, even after C-section, on the 25th went to our friend's home for a party, put the child in a car seat, drove and went there because I'm like, I don't want to sit when everybody is out there partying. I'm not going to be sitting at home. I don't want to be depressed. So I don't know. I just went on extreme steps, even like doing things where I would just be feeling happy and self-care and all of that. It helped me. And even in my parenting journey, I'd be like, if I saw one of my children was low, feeling a bit, I would get them and say, come, let's go for a coffee date. Let's speak about what you're going through. Did somebody bully you in school? What is, you're quieter today. So it's almost like you're reading the room everywhere. You want to be that different parent. So I think it helped me in some sense with my parenting journey because I became more intentional, not just like a mother who went to work and whatever you're feeling low, this is it, whatever tomorrow you'll be fine. No, I became, I was reading the room with my kids. I was more aware, even with my friends. So it's a conscious thing that
it's a conscious decision, like, right? But here I would like to add and spread awareness through you, through your experiences, to all the people who are listening. क्योंकि जब हम किसी चीज से go through करते हैं ना, now we don't wanna repeat it, which is amazing, right? This is like a generational patterns हैं जो आप नहीं लेके जाना चाहते, and this is where the healing begins. This is where we change our generations. क्योंकि अगर बड़ों ने किया था तो जरूरी नहीं हमने भी करना है वैसे, right? But the moment you become too hyper vigilant to that, where you like reading under the lines, and it's too much, your brain can get overwhelmed.
I think that was happening to me. And so I had to pause myself saying, you have to be a little more calm. You don't have to be that parent that is perfect and have all put together where everybody calls you the perfect mom. You don't need that title. So then I had to consciously rewire myself, where when everybody would term me the super mom who had 3 kids under 5, she does everything, she can work, she can cook, she can juggle kids. And I had to tell myself, Sneha, no, you don't have to be a super mom to prove anything. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to not have everything together. It's fine. Embrace life and some chaos too.
Exactly, because this is where we really are, we really need to take care of ourselves.
Yes.
Because whatever experiences your mom had, you are not gonna have that. Because yes, genetic history is there, but your family environment and your husband and your kids, it's the time has changed, right?
It's so different now.
So if you will be like so much hyper vigilant to all the time, like picking up these cues, that's really gonna burn you out.
I think so.
And that's what happens, you know, क्योंकि अक्सर आपने देखा होगा अगर आपका एक फेल्ड रिलेशनशिप है ना, तो दूसरे में कहते हैं मैं तो कोई रेड फ्लैग नहीं इग्नोर करना, ये भी है, हाँ पहले ने भी किया था, अब मुझे ऐसे नहीं करना. So this is where kind of we lose our mental health. क्योंकि आप हर टाइम अपने आप को इतना ओवरवेल्म कर रहे हो, ओवर प्रेडिक्ट कर रहे हो, ओवर थिंक कर रहे हो कि वो फिर आपसे वो भी नहीं हो पाता. तो आई थिंक कॉन्शियस पेरेंटिंग एक वो पार्ट भी है कि आपको कॉन्शियसली स्टेप बैक करना है.
Of course, now that's what I've learned to embrace chaos. It doesn't have to be perfect. If something is a little cracked or broken, it's fine. You know, you don't have to break your head about being so perfect.
And I think ये भी आपकी एक जर्नी रही होगी. Let's say 3 boys है ना, तो पहले के साथ आप थोड़े ज़्यादा ओवर प्रोटेक्टिव और ज़्यादा एक्टिव रहे होगे और ग्रेजुअली तीसरे तक पहुँचते पहुँचते यू विल बी लाइक नहीं मुझे नहीं होने वाला, मुझे हर चीज़ को नहीं करना, आई जस्ट नीड टू लिव.
बिल्कुल सही है.
क्योंकि लाइक यू नो व्हेन आई विल टेल यू लाइक एंग्जाइटी की जब हम बात करते हैं ना कि ओवर थिंकिंग की, और मैं कई बार मैंने ये चीज़ रिपीट की है, 2 तरह की चीज़ें हो सकती हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल इफ़ यू वेंट थ्रू सर्टन एक्सपीरियंसेस, उसके बाद या तो आप उसको अवॉइड करोगे
Mm.
like fully.
Mm.
I don't want to have children, I don't want to be a mother,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this to the next generation, or you will overcompensate.
Yeah. It's too extreme, right?
टू
Yeah.
एक्सट्रीम्स
Yeah.
कि या आप उसको ओवर कंपनसेट कर रहे हो कि
Mm.
मैं ये भी कर लूँ, ये भी कर लूँ, ये भी कर लूँ टू मेक श्योर कि मुझे पोस्टमार्टम डिप्रेशन ना हो.
Mm.
और आपको पता है वो मेक श्योर करते करते ही आपको पोस्टमार्टम डिप्रेशन हो जाएगा बिकॉज यू पुट योर सेल्फ
Too
इनटू
much.
सच लाइक अ प्रेशर.
Yeah. I think it's like a pressure cooker environment where it builds up so much that it just blasts.
It
right?
just blast. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. तो ओवरऑल लाइक अभी आपकी मॉम के साथ आपका रिलेशनशिप कैसा है?
You
बिकॉज
know, I have a good relationship. Even now, it's not like she doesn't go through depression. She still goes through that phase. But over the years, I'm empathetic towards her because I've realized, okay, even as going through motherhood myself and, you know, being there and, you know, having those tough days, I was like, you know, I cannot even imagine what she would have gone through at work, people not realizing or having to do things. And so I'm more empathetic now. And when I talk to her, I'm more conscious about talking. Tell me how you're feeling. What is it? Would you like to tell me something specific? So I'm more, conversations are more on
Deeper.
that, you know, deeper, where tell me your feelings, all of that. But we have such a great relationship. Like, I know she loves me, I love her. It's an amazing relationship. But sometimes I feel like words are not enough, but that's okay. Don't want to put too much pressure on somebody, you know. She's now 70, so I'm like, you know, in fact, a lot of the times when I've thought of going on holidays with kids and all of that, I'm like, no, you know, I want to go back home. I want to visit her. I want to visit my mom and just spend time with her. So I think it's more warmer and warmer.
Yeah, again, you know, once you got that logical understanding,
Yeah.
we are much more able to rationalize and
Yeah.
process our emotions.
Sometimes it takes time and you have to grow older and mature to understand those things. As a teenager, you don't understand. Yeah.
You cannot because
Yeah,
you
you
don't
cannot.
have that capacity.
Yeah.
आपका वो develop ही नहीं हुआ brain area
Yeah.
आपका. So, okay, so I want listeners to understand कि again, it's like a very personal journey to your mom. But what's your understanding? I mean, postpartum depression अगर चल रहा है या वैसे भी depression या anxiety है, तो what were the ways your mom coped? If you can share, like,
Went through actually therapy, she went through medical help, she took medication, all of that. And like I said, it's not fully out of it. But I think most importantly, there is such a taboo in our culture with something like this. So if any of my audience is watching this, and it might not, in my home it was a postnatal thing that led to depression, maybe in your house it's some other form of depression, you know, from abuse or an incident that happened to you, or anything can trigger it, right? And maybe you're just going to be like, oh, this is my life, I'm going to live with it. I think that should not be the thing. First of all, it shouldn't be taboo in any culture. We should be more sympathetic, empathetic to people around us who are struggling. Each of us have our own struggles, and this is their struggle. Mental health should not be something that is taboo. Secondly, I think if somebody is going through it and they have not sought help, if you identify it, if it's a brother, sister, father, mother, whoever you are, you should actually help them out. Thirdly, they should find professional help if they can. If not, if it's not that serious, you should be the person who should be listening without judgments and trying to see what are the feelings this person's going through. What is it? Maybe somebody just wants to vent and they will be, you know, feeling much better. So I think everybody needs help. Whatever form of depression it is, and do not hide it under a carpet. However small, medium, or big, however bad it is, we should always get help. And there shouldn't be shame attached to it in any household. There shouldn't be a taboo topic, and we shouldn't be talking about somebody in our surroundings in a way that will bring them down just because they are going through something that is so personal and it's a depression.
Yeah, I understand that. And I think overall, जैसे let's say if your mom has like any kind of physical limitation या physical disease, तब तो हम नहीं shame feel करते ना,
Yeah,
तब तो हम blame भी नहीं करते.
Yeah.
But I think we need to normalize mental illnesses.
Yes, absolutely. I want to be an advocate for this. I want to normalize mental health issues. For it shouldn't be something where people are going to be like, "Oh no, we can't go there because she's like this or he's like." Why? You broke a leg. You're going to fix your leg. Somebody has had a trauma in their head. They need help. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think which is where like if we normalize mental illnesses, this is where we will automatically have the empathy and understanding towards it.
Absolutely.
But the problem where it comes, especially when it comes to depression in mothers, क्योंकि उनके साथ एक रोल एसोसिएट होता है,
Yeah.
तो अगर वो नहीं कर पा रहे तो इट बिकम्स लाइक अ पर्सनल फेलियर.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we just take it too hard on ourselves as mothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we don't normalize it, then obviously you will be hard on yourself. People
Yeah.
will be hard on you, and this is where you like वो
a
circle start हो
cycle.
जाता है. Am I doing enough or no?
Yeah.
So if something you can do for your mother right now, like अभी क्या सोचते हो आप? आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो है, एम्पथी भी है, आप उनको ज़्यादा टाइम भी देते हो, बट व्हाट डू यू थिंक लाइक व्हाट मूविंग फॉरवर्ड व्हाट कैन यू डू फॉर हर?
I just feel like as parents, not just my mother, I think this is a message for all people out there. I would like to say, as we grow older, even as our parents, right? I feel for them, they don't want much from us. They are not looking for our money, for our gifts, for, too much of, I don't know. They are not looking for anything like that, which is tangible or, something that is over the top. I think what you can give them most is your time and your presence. So I feel like nowadays when I think about, oh, I want to plan this holiday and that holiday, I'm like, first I want to go visit my mom. I want to be with her. I want to spend time. Even just 2 days back, I was thinking, my kids were like, okay, what about Japan visa? Are we going to Japan? I'm like, we got to spend time with grandpa and grandma. Let's go there first, then we'll think about other things. Because I feel like it's so important, even as they age, your presence and you being there, maybe not even talking too much, but you being there just with them makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
And we don't think about it like that. We want to send maybe gifts and money or this and that, but they are not looking for those things.
That doesn't matter for them at
Yeah.
this age. Definitely,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So, and one more thing I would like to add, I mean, children growing up with parents who have mental health challenges, I think बहुत मुश्किल होता है उसको rationalize करना, उसको समझना, लेकिन एक चीज़ के उसको personal ना लें. If mom is
Yeah.
not present mentally
Yeah.
या emotionally, it's not because of you.
Absolutely. Don't get the blame game on. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is where most of the people fall into that low self-esteem, low self-worth के लिए.
Yeah.
Last question I have. You're a mom of 3 boys, family, parents. Obviously, you have lots of roles, एक social media पे भी आपका एक persona है जो हमें maintain करना होता है. How do you make sure to take care of your mental health, and what is mental health for you?
So it's very important. Like I said, I believe in a holistic life. If my body is not well, I will go to a doctor. So I make sure that I take my supplements, I take my vitamins, I'm a very avid gym person, gym rat. So I will make sure my strength training is on. As much as all of this is important with the right food I eat for my physical health, I also take care of my mental health. So morning time, I have a strict rule of reading and meditation, which I follow every day. It's called my quiet time. So I am reading the Bible, I'm listening to music, I am journaling, whatever I feel like is running through my head or what I need to do to change something that I'm feeling. It's a very conscious thing that I do, and I've been doing it for a while now. And I feel like that is feeding my mental like I'm feeding supplements for my health or food or gym for my fitness. I think you have to think of yourself as a whole. So that's something I do. I sometimes get very exhausted with the work pressure that I have to keep up. With filming, with ads, with even if there's no ads, I have to do a reel every day. So sometimes it gets exhausting. So I also take time. I am a spa girl. I will go to a spa because that's something I enjoy. So I get my head massage in and my body massage in because that's something that just takes my stress away. So I make sure that I do it and I don't feel guilty or anything. Oh, I'm taking my time away from my kids. I could have been there. No, I'm exhausted. I've been with them. I need that time. So I do that. With the family, we will do a movie or eat out. So it's something that I think people shouldn't feel guilty about taking care of themselves. As a mother as well, you shouldn't feel guilty. Take breaks, take pauses. I've even taken social media breaks just because it gets too much sometimes. I'm like, let it pause. It's fine. So I've taken that break. So whatever makes you mentally stable, calm, whatever the stress factors, you need to identify it. And what is that'll take less or take that load away, go and do it. Indulge in it.
Yeah.
It must be pottery for you, or I don't know, like knitting for somebody. That's not my thing, but it's different for different people. So yeah.
I think what you highlighted is like mom guilt.
Yes.
उसको मैनेज करना जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. एंड अगेन आई मीन इफ़ यू आर नॉट इन अ गुड स्टेट यू आर नॉट गोना.
You can never be the mom you want to be, or you can never give your best if you are not in that state. How can you? So most importantly, you need to take care of yourself. Yes, there is a sacrificial part of the mother. I don't deny that part. Yes, you as a mother, there's a lot of sacrifices you make.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you should be guilty about the time that you take for yourself.
Yeah, I do understand, and I really appreciate that. And it's very similar, the vibe, the energy, what we see on social media. I feel the same vibe and
thank
energy.
you.
So I'm very glad to connect with you.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
stay in touch. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
आपके time के लिए.
Thank you for the fantastic opportunity you've given me to be here and speak. It's been a pleasure.
Same here. We really appreciate that, and I
Thanks.
hope like आज का एपिसोड हमारे लिसनर्स को हेल्प करे मेंटल हेल्थ को, मेंटल इलनेसेस को नॉर्मलाइज करने के लिए.
Yes.
एंड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि डिप्रेशन माओ को भी हो सकता है.
Absolutely.
Just to normalize that.
Yes, if it's me who's going to break the cycle and talk about it, I would like to be that person.
Yeah.
Let's break every taboo. Let's break the cycle, and I will promote self-care and I will promote getting help.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you.